High performance and reliability do not always go hand in hand. When mechanical engine components are pushed to their maximum limit to produce as much power as possible, the failure points are often quick to reveal themselves. Motorcycles have long proven to be the most value-driven choice for thrill seekers looking to maximize their adrenaline per dollar quotient. But they also defy much of the reliability quandary of performance vehicles. You'll often see the triangle that includes three choices: fast, cheap, and reliable, with a caveat that says you can only choose two. But because motorcycles are truly the most goated vehicle, there are many examples of high performance yet reliable bikes that don't cost a fortune to own or maintain. But of course, the added benefit is danger. That's what we like about them, right? And the price is an important aspect in the balance of power and reliability, because if you can't afford to maintain and serve as a high performance machine, then chances of it lasting a long time are very slim. So let's talk about some of the most reliable high performance bike on today's episode of Maximum Power Dude, Built to Last Cube, Yami Noob. You know how to make something ultra reliable? Build it over and over unchanged for 24 years. That's exactly what Suzuki's done with their venerable squid missile, the GSX-R 1000. The GSX-R 1000, also known as the Gixxer Thou, hit the sport bike scene in 2001 alongside the film Spy Kids and the angst anthem Fat Lip by Sum 41. How will we mark past cultural moments 20 years from now? Probably something along the lines of, in the 2024 model year, Kawasaki released the Ninja 500. The motorcycle debuted in the same year that Metallica rocked the Battle Siege in Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3. The Gixxer Thou was built upon the GSX-R 750 that came before it, which set new standards for speed, agility, and power-to-weight ratios. When first released, the Gixxer Thou was making a mild 140 ponies, whereas by 2024, it puts down a healthy 203 and 86 foot-pounds of torgos. It's a sport bike in its truest form, with a hardy 4-cylinder engine, Showa suspension, and Brembo calipers. The current GSX-R 1000 might be lacking a bit when compared to some of its rivals, having been mostly unchanged since the last revamp in 2017, which was 7 years ago. Even though it uses an IMU to control the onboard safety features, it doesn't necessarily have the finesse of a current-gen superbike. But for many riders, more tech just introduces more potential failure points and dealer trips to diagnose ECU gremlins. Who the heck wants that? The GSX-R 1000, not unlike many bikes from Suzuki, is the kind of choice for a purist who doesn't want to pay extra for the things they don't want or need. They just want a tried and true workhorse machine that will get the job done without breaking the bank. Like any modern machine, maintain it and you'll likely avoid any serious problems. And like any Japanese modern reliable machine, that is very true. The Gixxer Thou only requires regular oil changes, chain maintenance, and valve clearance checks at 14,500 miles. It's a bike that's just built to run. With 200 horsepower, high-spec brakes and suspension, and an easy low-cost ownership, the Gixxer Thou really hits the mark on all of the requirements on our list. And I would say if you can pick up one from 2005 to 2009, those are some of the best vintage Gixxer Thous, but you have to deal with Gixxer people who own them, and that might negate all of the reliability I just mentioned. Honda is a name that's synonymous with reliability. They've got vehicles in all corners of the world happily running day in and day out with nothing more than basic routine maintenance. Their inexpensive bikes can take a beating and their high-performance machines are no different. Performance can mean different things to different riders, but Honda has it pretty dialed in all genres. Want to crush thousands of miles without breaking a sweat? Honda, of course, has the touring monolith, the Goldwing. You want to do some mixed surface style adventuring? The Africa Twin is just as capable as it is reliable, but if we're talking about balls to the wall performance bikes, the CBR 1000 RR SP Fireblade fits our criteria pretty well. The Blade is a race-bred superbike built by the reliability geniuses at Honda. The Fireblade makes boatloads of power, putting down numbers to the tune of 218 horsepower and 86 foot-pounds of torque. If the Gixxer 1000 is the kind of everyman's bargain bin Japanese leader bike, the Fireblade is the superbike for the diehard enthusiast that wants every last bit of juice squeezed out of their bike and the premium performance accoutrement to match. The Fireblade has electronically controlled Olin suspension and Brembo Stylema calipers, plus a massive suite of motorcycle tech to make this fire-breathing blade actually rideable. And despite being packed with far more complex equipment than something like the GSX-R, the Fireblade still maintains Honda's reputation for reliability despite its absolutely demented power delivery. 218 horsepower from an engine with a warranty, that's hard to beat. And I know that maximum power is only available on the EU models or if you flash it, so don't at me. I actually owned one of these bad boys, and I cracked the ECU to get access to the European tune, which may have voided the warranty, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to get them gains, baby. In the US, with the stock tune, the bike is probably even more reliable since the engine has been totally maxed out yet, but we did have a little bit of an oil issue on our Fireblade, so is it as reliable as I say? Maybe not. But I would say if you're truly trying to maximize your piss missile to performance ratio, the classic CBR 1000 RR from like 08 to 2012, I think those are the sweet spots. That was a really nice vintage. But at the end of the day, fully faired motorcycles are gonna be more of a pain to own. They're harder to work on, more expensive to insure, and the fairings themselves are more expensive to replace should you manage to damage your original set during a feat of daring bravery. That's why the next bike on the list is a KTM. Just kidding, we're talking about reliable performance bikes, not motorcycles most likely to have a class action lawsuit due to camshafts. We got a Suzuki on the list, a Honda on the list. What do you guys think is coming next? Drum roll, please. Well, it's a Yamaha, of course. When it comes down to it, a naked bike is really one of the best motorcycles for the average adrenaline junkie. You've still got butt-puckering amounts of power, but you don't have to get a sport bike scoliosis every time you ride. I mean, you've already got PC gamer scoliosis. You don't want sport bike scoliosis on top of that. And when it comes to high-performing yet reliable bikes, the MT-10 from Yamaha fits the bill perfectly. I mean, any MT bike from Yamaha is going to be basically unkillable. Our MT-09 giveaway bike has valve checks every 26,000 miles. You will never kill these bikes. The MT-10, though, is based off the R1 platform using a detuned version of the Crossplane 4 found in their flagship superbike. In the MT, the 998cc engine's tuned for more accessible spread of power and torque aimed at urban street squids compared to track day aficionados. So it just produces this meaty, delicious mid-range power. Although the MT-10 does produce 158 horsepower and 82 foot-pounds of torque, it is far from a slouch. As for reliability, it is a Yamaha. It is a tried and true engine platform that's been in production since 2016, meaning it's rapidly approaching its 10-year anniversary. Time is weird. Despite its advanced electronics package that features a suite of rider aids controlled by a 6-axis IMU, among various other pieces of tech, these tried and true systems have been long battle-tested by Yamaha during their tenure in MotoGP and World Superbike specifically, and they pose no threat to reliability or functionality. This bike has a 6,000-mile service interval and doesn't call for valve clearance checks until 27,000 miles. Yeah, baby. And because it's a naked bike, regular service like spark plug changes are immensely easy as well. As previously mentioned, hyper-naked motorcycles are the new gold standard for ridiculously fast bikes without back-breaking ergonomics, and the MT-10 checks all the boxes for a modern hyper-naked paired with bulletproof Japanese reliability. You know how much we love Rockform phone cases and handlebar mounts around here, but did you know they have an entire lineup of products that can further take advantage of your existing case? Your Rockform phone case is literally the key that unlocks a whole ecosystem of other products aimed to make your life way easier. Rockform's cases have notoriously strong magnets, like really strong. So strong that if my phone is in my pocket, it will sometimes pull my kitchen cabinet doors open if I stand too close to the handles. That's literally happened. To further take advantage of the world's most magnetic case, you could get yourself the magnetic power bank. The power bank is so strong you can attach it to your phone and set it in your motorcycle tail bag or backpack and not have to worry about them losing contact and missing out on valuable charge time, which is a huge game changer for motorcyclists on the go. You can also take advantage of their car accessories like the wireless magnetic car vent mount that keeps your phone magnetically mounted to your car's air vent while it's charging up wirelessly. If you're a motorcyclist, skip the cheap accessories and get the best of the best that's going to stand the test of time with Rockform. They've been a long-time supporter of the channel for over 4 years now, and I truly stand by their brand and their products. I've used them daily all the time. If you want in on the Rockform action, click the link in the description and use the code YN25 to get 25% off your order. That's YN25 for 25% off of your order. Thank you to Rockform for supporting today's video. Now let's get back into it. For most motorcyclists or general gearheads, it has been common understanding that adding forced induction to an engine is a recipe for unreliability. Slapping a turbo or a supercharger onto an engine that wasn't designed for that is usually just asking for problems. Ask me how I know. And even as factory turbocharged cars have become increasingly popular for added power with improved fuel economy, forced induction has typically eluded the two-wheeled world. The Big Four tried their hands at FI bikes a few years ago in the 80s, but increased cost, added mechanical complexity, and less than confidence-inspiring handling all contributed to the turbo wars of the 80s coming to a close as quickly quickly as they once started. And the naturally aspirated motorcycles just became more powerful, lighter, and advanced, and you didn't really need turbo bikes anyways. There have been, of course, the infamous turbocharged motorcycles built by bike builders and highway roll racers. The ubiquitous forced induction motorcycle that most people think of is a turbocharged Hayabusa. I probably have something to do with that because I had one and memed about them for years and years and years. And although the Turbo Hayabusa has had countless moments of glory and set numerous land speed records around the world, most are ultimately doomed to end in heartbreak. And for those who are new to the channel, I know firsthand the pain that comes from a forced induction motorcycle. As I said, I had my own Turbo Hayabusa that had been built and destroyed multiple times over before I finally passed it on to Craig over at the Bearded Mechanic for its next chapter in life. I hope to see it come back. That would be really great. With all that being said, and how chaotic, unrelenting, and unfit for this world forced induction bikes can be, Kawasaki did the unthinkable and actually built a reasonably reliable supercharged motorcycle. Well, they have three: the H2, the ZH2, and the H2SX, which are fully fared, hyper-naked, and sport touring versions of the same platform. The ZH2 has always been a motorcycle after my own heart, as I owned one before and often daydream about having another one day. But considering that I'm now a father, I think my wife would not approve of me buying a 200 plus horsepower supercharged naked bike to go do wheelies on. Considering no one is actually going to ride the fully fared H2 at the racetrack, the ZH2 is really the optimal balance of price, power, ergonomics. It makes 197 horsepower, 101 foot-pounds of torque, and has upright ergos. And yeah, these bikes can get finicky if they're built up too far or pushed to degrees they're not meant to go, but a relatively stock H2 or ZH2 has no reason to be perfectly reliable with proper maintenance and care. I mean, if the ultra-limited track-only variant H2R is claiming to produce 310 horsepower and 121 foot-pounds of torque, there's no reason a stock H2 or ZH2 can't safely produce 200 and run for thousands and thousands of miles. Plus, the platform is nearly 10 years old at this point. If you've got the stones for a supercharged glory and want the clout that comes with it, a ZH2 fits the bill at the top of the performance of reliability. But I want to tell you something, and I want you to listen close. If you're really looking for the ultimate reliable motorcycle missile, right? You want to buy something for like $5,000 that's just gonna run no matter what, just get a Hayabusa. Honestly, if you're just looking to go straight line, super fast, it's a Hayabusa. It's the only bike you should be thinking about, really. And you can boost it. I mean, that's the best thing in life. I kind of miss my Turbo Hayabusa now. If this video came out in 2008, I wouldn't be adding Ducati to the list. But if this video came out in 2008, I would also still be in high school. So let's just say some things have changed. But it's the year of our Lord Rossi 2024. Ducati's owned by Volkswagen, and they finally figured out how to use proper torque specs when building a motorcycle engine. I'm sure tensions ran high after that merger took place when the corporate goons came in and said the Ducati employees weren't allowed to drink wine during their lunch hours anymore. But when it comes to high performance and reliable Ducatis, their bikes using the V4 platform are in many ways considered to be some of the most reliable bikes that they've built to date. This engine can be found in everything from the Panigale Superbike, the Street Fighter Hyper Naked, the Diavolo Muscle Cruiser, and the Multistrada Sport Touring Machine. Now look, they're a bit different across all those platforms, and regardless of where your allegiances lie in the whole wide world of motorcycling styles, Ducati offers bikes that are about as high performance as they come. For quintessential sport bike performance, the Panigale V4 offers 210 horsepower and 91 foot-pounds of torque, with the upright Street Fighter just shy of 208 ponies and 90 foot-pounds of torque respectively. Both bikes are an absolute gem to ride and just look and sound stunning. If high performance for you is a mile-crushing sport tourer, the Multistrada is there as well. Or as I mentioned, there's the Ducati Diavolo Muscle Cruiser. And yeah, with these bikes, you'll ultimately need to pay for Desmo service every 15,000 miles, but in comparison to Italian bikes days gone, the current landscape of Ducatis offering showcase their new standard for build quality and reliability. The performance has always been there, it just took the reliability a minute to catch up, and after years of building bikes that only needed to last long enough to win races, Ducati has now managed to make machines that win races and have unlimited mile 2-year factory warranties. I will say, from personal experience, I think the Ducati Desmo 2-valve air-cooled twins that could be found in the Scramblers, the Monsters, that genre of motor is very reliable. I've had no issues whatsoever with my desert sled, and I've beat the thing like a rented mule and dropped it and crashed it a few times, and it's just gone and gone and gone. I would say that's a pretty good one too. What do you think? Should I have just done Hondas, or are pretty much all motorcycles just really good nowadays and kind of makes it hard to choose? I think I stand in the latter camp. Sure, certain models can have growing pains if they're introduced early on in their production year, but that's what a warranty's for. Don't get a first-year production bike from a European manufacturer if you don't live near a dealer, but otherwise you don't have to worry about too much. Oh, and don't put a turbo on your bike. Change your oil and check your valves when it's time to, and you should be good to go. Also, buy well. Some people just buy ratted out bikes and they say, I can't believe how unreliable this thing is. Buy a good bike. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button. If you want to delve deeper into the YamiNoob universe and earn entries to win some sweet giveaway bikes, head over to yaminoob.co and learn about our membership. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you later. Fact: dolphins use unique whistles to identify and call out to each other. Goodbye. Unfortunately for you, this video is now concluded, but fortunately for you, you have caught this video just in time to get entered to win this MT-09 SP. Hit the link on yaminoob.co in the description box down below. Become a member. That's the best way to support the show and get entered to win these fantastic giveaway motorcycles. But if you don't think that's cool enough, you'll get access to our Discord server as well too. It's my way of saying thank you to you guys, and I truly do appreciate the support. But click this video right over here and you can keep watching YamiNoob. And why wouldn't you want to keep watching YamiNoob? Why? What's stopping you? Huh? Huh? Do I need to come over there?